This is week 2's lesson. We're going to start with plate 1. We are using brush drawing by May Mallam. Plate 1 can read, and these are the things that we're going to be practicing over the next few weeks. And we're going to start with our hand position here and do straight lines. We're going to go from top to bottom. We need our graph paper, we need our round, we need our palette, our water, and other brushes. Once you have wet your brush and you've washed it and it's ready to dry, you lay it flat to dry. Never put your brush do not ever store your brush bristles down. That will ruin it right away. But when it's wet, because you've cleaned it, make sure that you lay it flat to dry and then store it standing straight up in some kind of a cylinder. Because if you stand it up like this while it's drying, the water is going to soak down into the barrel, and it's going to do two things. It's going to dissolve the glue that is inside the barrel that is holding the bristles in, so bristles are going to start falling out, and it's going to rust the barrel. So you want to make sure that you lay it flat to dry, and then when they're all dry, put them away in their cylinder. So we're going to start with our top to bottom, and you want to hold your brush similar to a pencil. You want to start low in the beginning if you're a beginner, and as you work over the years, you will loosen up on your brush. Now, a fine artist, watercolorist, or working at their easel would work with a brush with their hand all the way in the back like this, and they would use even longer brushes than these that are the length of a pencil. And that is eventually, if you pursue fine art, that is where you will get. But for our purposes, we're skill building. We're going to start as a pencil. So you want to be close enough, but not close enough that your fingers touch the bristles. You want to be on the barrel and close enough to where you can really control your brush. So we're going to start with our pinky is a kickstand, and it can hold your hand off of your paper so that you don't drag the pigment by accident or get your oils from your hands onto your paper, because it will always affect your pigment. And you don't want to, or you can do like this and bend your wrist and like this so that everything is still up off. You don't want to rest your hand on your paper. So you want it to be like this, or you want to use your pinky as a kickstand. Now, we're using graph paper so we can start at a predetermined point and we can end at a predetermined point. I'm going to wet grab some pigment on my brush. You see this water here on my barrel, it will eventually drip off into my paper and ruin my picture. So I want to make sure that I get that water off there. And then I'm going to start at box 1, and I'm going to go 8 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to put a little dot there. Okay? And I'm going to do this 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. So I'm going to do a straight line from top to bottom 10 times. Whoops, wrong way. Make sure that you don't lift your bristles off the page. And what you're going for is not perfection, but you're going for consistency. I messed up on that one, so I'm just going to stop and I'm going to move on to the next one. And you see that I did not need to reload my brush with pigment. I did it one time. I got enough on there. It was fluid. There's no dry brush marks where my brush was getting angry or a bad hair day. It stayed fluid. And you can tell that though I practiced These lines over here at the beginning were thinner because I was more up on the top of my tippy toes. You never want to let your bristles do that ever. Well, I can't say ever. There is a time where you're trying to make a print like that, so you'd push down and then pull up. But that's not what you want to aim for all the time. That's a bad thing to do with your bristles. You can see that it makes it super yucky.